friends, welcome back to another episode of Zoomers Explained series. In this episode, we want to discuss with you how the Generation Z series is different compared to the other generation and what makes us so unique that employees should hire us.
So let's kick off by having a brief description of each generation, starting with the oldest generation, the silent generation. This generation was born between 1928 and 1945. They grew up in a world without technology and modern conveniences younger generations take for granted. And many members of this generation have overcome adverse economic conditions in their lifetime and thus have established diligent financial habits and, they're hard worker with strong core values.
The next generation are the baby boomers, born after World War II through 1964. Baby boomers are known for their strong work ethics and goal-centric tendencies. They tend to be hardworking and value face-to-face interaction. They didn't grow up using computers, although they will use technology for job-related functions.
The next generation is Generation X. Squeezed between the baby boomers and millennials, Generation X was shaped by the evolution of personal computers. This generation, born between 1965 and 1980, is generally more educated than previous generations. Viewed as self-reliant and hardworking, Gen X are often viewed as fiscally responsible.
The next generation are millennials. The largest generation in the current workforce, millennials were born between 1981 and 1996. Unfortunately, this generation started working during a recession, which has greatly affected how they view their long-term careers. They grew up as internet revolutionized society, so they're more comfortable communicating digitally than previous generations. More than 9 out of 10 millennials own smartphones, and they tend to adopt to new social media platforms more quickly than older generations and prefer to send instant messages, emails, texts, rather than walk across the room to chat with someone.
Now coming to the youngest generation, the GenZers or Zoomers. We Zoomers were born between 1997 and 2012. Raised as digital natives, we may view smartphones and other devices as essential. So compared to previous generations, we can be more focused on the qualities of a person over things like race or ethnicity. So this generation seeks independence as the most important thing in life, starting with financial independence.
Now, let's talk about the different issues that may arise when different generations will come together to work. The first issue that may arise is negative stereotyping. Aren't we familiar with statements like baby boomers don't know how to use modern technology or Gen Z workers don't have interpersonal skills? Maybe you have heard your employees express these ideas, or maybe you have thought about them yourself. The plain truth is generational stereotypes are caused by a lack of understanding of other generations and frequently lead to a lack of respect.
Another issue could be the difference in working style. There can be a significant difference between how the various generations prefer to work. Baby boomers are used to putting in long work days at the office, while millennials and Gen Z workers usually prefer flexible hours and remote work. At the same time, mature workers are often happy to take an assignment or project and run with it, while younger workers prefer group-based work and daily feedback. This can sometimes lead to conflict about the work process and may lead to delayed and inefficient outcomes.
But there must be something good about Zoomers, that employers are willing to overlook such issues and still hire Zoomers, right? So let's talk about how Zoomers are unique and how they can contribute towards the company's goals. Let's start with what motivates them first. They aren't in it for money. Thinking that the new generation is all about money is wrong. Yes, money can entice anyone and motivate people to work, but it's definitely not the first thing in the list of expectations that Gen Z candidates have towards their future employers.
Secondly, they are eager to work. Simply putting opportunities out in the open will get you many Gen Z candidates who are eager to work and build on their skills. This generation isn't hesitant to gain valuable career experience, even if it is in the form of an internship, volunteering, or other activities. As long as they can learn and build on their future, they will be interested.
Third, they are independent. Millennials enjoy teamwork and collaboration, while Generation Z is more autonomous. So, while the former are perfect for working in teams, you will also need Gen Z employees who simply manage on their own. They will be dedicated, they'll try to find solutions themselves, and they are incredibly persistent, which is often great news for an employer, right?
Or, and the most important as well evident fact, they know technology. Gen Z is the first generation who grew up with technology from the moment they were born. They are born multitaskers who know exactly how to use the internet to find the information they need. Also, their extensive knowledge of technology will without a doubt be a tremendous value for your company.
Now, we know how Zoomers can contribute to an organization, but how to attract and retain Gen Z employees? Firstly, employers should build a strong brand across digital platforms. Employees from this generation often turn to the internet and social media when researching potential employers.
Now, to retain them once they are hired, Gen Zs tend to be more actively engaged in their jobs when they're provided access to cutting-edge technology. Also, they are eager to start their careers and tend to prioritize salary over benefits. Fulfilling those needs will surely help the employer to retain them.
Wow, this has surely been an informative session, and I hope you learned a lot about Generation Z with us as well. If you liked our content, stay tuned to hear more about the exciting topics we would like to share with you. And remember, the more you seek, the more you learn. Learn with Bessern. Bye!